There was a time when the Marvel Cinematic Universe could do no wrong. Disney Marvel were churning out one blockbuster hit after another. The productions and budgets got bigger, the amount of reshoots increased, but they could still afford to constantly tweak their movies right up until almost release date in some cases, because they knew they would be guaranteed huge amounts of interest at the box office. They basically had a captive audience. The same has not been true for the MCU post-Endgame, and the strategy of regular reshoots after principal photography is just not a good idea anymore. These films are often being made with scripts that aren't completely locked down when shooting starts. Generic action scenes are shot, and then the story and the screenplay is worked around those action set pieces, and then the film is assembled sort of like a jigsaw puzzle in post-production, often requiring massive amounts of post-production work for CGI artists and animators to fix issues and facilitate extensive changes. This is also in addition to a considerable amount of re-editing. When the filmmakers decide that a certain cut of the movie isn't working, they throw more money at the problem by doing more reshoots, and this again increases the film's production budget, which makes it harder for it to break even. This style of filmmaking may have worked during the Infinity War and Endgame days when MCU films were basically guaranteed to exceed $1 billion, but not now. There's simply no guarantee now that a film like Avengers Doomsday or its successor, Secret Wars, will make back their production costs. So put simply, they can't keep doing this. This is not a sustainable method of filmmaking because the captive audience just isn't quite as big as it once was. So let's talk about these reshoots. This article is from cosmicbook.news. Avengers Doomsday wraps. Expect massive reshoots. Avengers Doomsday has wrapped principal photography in the United Kingdom. Directed by Anthony and Joe Russo, the film completed its main shoot this week, marking the end of one phase of production for Marvel's biggest project since Endgame. Reshoots already planned, but the finish line isn't here yet. True to what's often called the Marvel method, Kevin Feige and the Russos are already preparing for extensive additional photography. THR reports the studio expects a healthy dose of reshoots, whatever a healthy dose means at this point, which has become standard for Marvel blockbusters, but also fuels speculation about behind-the-scenes struggles. As I've said before, while it is possible to salvage a good movie out of a bit of a chaotic production where a film goes through a lot of rewrites during production, it is true, that has happened, and I've often cited the likes of Star Trek The Motion Picture as an example of this. It's not usually advisable to make films like this. You know, it can increase costs significantly when you are relying on reshoots to fix the problem. It's better to make sure that your script is locked down before you start filming. At least that way you know what you're doing, and you have a much better idea of what your final costs are going to be. Sure, lots of films need reshoots. That's pretty common, but reshoots are typically meant for pickups and just minor fixes here and there. They should not be a significant amount of the overall filming for a movie. They need to be kept to a minimum. Anyway, the article goes on to say, the news comes after months of rumours about the film's difficulties, from script rewrites to reported cast tensions, with Robert Downey Jr. returning as Doctor Doom and speculation about Ryan Reynolds' Deadpool. Avengers Doomsday has faced constant chatter about its direction. Now that the main shoot is complete, attention shifts to the reshoots, where Marvel and the Russos will shape the movie into its final form. Given the scale of the project and the pressure on Marvel to deliver a hit, those sessions could be significant. Absolutely, there is massive pressure now at this point for this to be a huge movie and a very successful one financially. Big franchise films have struggled at the box office in 2025, it has to be said, and I think that's happened for many reasons. There is a franchise fatigue there, but also, let's face it, the cinema is not as affordable a night out as it once was, and people are feeling the financial pinch, I think. And they also have a decent amount of entertainment to watch at home now because of streaming. The entertainment landscape has changed, and I feel that films like Avengers Doomsday are being made for a different time. A lot has changed since the last time Robert Downey Jr. donned a superhero mask back in 2019. Alright, that's a quick one for you today, guys. Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. Thank you very much for watching. If you haven't already, please subscribe to the channel. Take care. I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.